I'm talking next with Blessing Alasan. Blessing, what a name destined for success. And trust me, once you hear her speak, you know she's going places. She made two movies so far. Last one, Love Against Race, was very warmly received everywhere it was screened. And she made these movies without being part of a big production company or even without formal filmmaking training. She's studying filmmaking now, and I cannot wait to see her next projects. She is originally from Nigeria and lives now in Toronto. She's one of those people who go after their dreams with all they've got and elevating everybody around them in the process. Blessing Allison. Good morning, Blessing.
Good
Thank
morning.
you for being with us today on Talks with Daniela. I'm so excited to talking with you. You are a filmmaker. I'm an actress. I feel we will have an interesting conversation. So you're in Canada and you're originally from where?
Nigeria.
You just came out with a short movie during the
Oh, yeah.
pandemic. I watched it. So tell us a little bit about your life journey, coming from Nigeria and living now in Toronto, and then how we'll talk about how you became a filmmaker and how you made this movie.
So there's nothing really much to tell. It's just maybe it's just a little bit of different story. But I moved down in 2015. So I have always wanted to do film right from growing up. Right.
Wow.
Yeah, because back home, before Instagram, where you post auditions and all that, they used to have like all of the signs on boards on the road where people put like signs, audition, that's how they do it then. And I was really young, and sometimes in like newspapers, all of those. So I used to always read it. Sometimes I'll call and drop the phone because I was really young. And I know my regular African parents would not support film. Then I used to write for like dramas in church, in high school, like the plays they do, they come to me to give them story ideas. I just did it for fun because I just loved storytelling. Now, when I eventually started like really, really seeing myself doing it, I started writing for a magazine back home and I was just in my first year in school. I was writing for the magazine, and another magazine picked up my name and liked the story, and that became two magazines. So all this time, I was just doing it for them because I just loved writing.
What were
The
you
first
writing? What were you writing for them? Stories
stories, yeah,
like fiction?
episodes, yeah, stories, episodes, and the first magazine did not really because I had no work out there, I had nothing. But then he gave me a shot. He's like, since you say you can do this, like, there's no proof that you've done it before, so you just have to wow me. And so I came up with the player's mistake for him. The first three episodes, they put out the first two episodes, and the response was crazy. And then he started calling me every week to remind me. And then I had school, I had finals. It was just crazy. And then the other magazine, they had people in UK, in US. They used to distribute from Nigeria. So that the other guy had so much doubt. He wasn't even paying me. I was the one begging him to write for his magazine because it's something I literally love doing. So if you paid me or you didn't pay me, it honestly didn't matter. And so after the first two episodes, the guy was on my throat. He's like, no, the response was amazing. It was good. But he wasn't even paying me. Even the first magazine, we never really talked about price. He just said, I'll just give you money to recharge your phone because we use like pay call cards back home. So just I'll give you like maybe every episode you are, I'll just pay you like 10,000 naira. And 10,000 naira is like, oh my God, maybe 30 bucks. I did all that, and I was thinking when I wanted to write my name, you know how you write your name? I
Yeah.
was thinking I didn't want my someone who knew me to know that I was the one, and having to like blow the horn and tell my dad and say, "Yo, your daughter is in school studying microbiology," because I was studying industrial chemistry then.
You wanted to become a doctor?
Not really, honestly. I wanted to become. I was in and out. You know that stage where one moment you want to become a pilot, and then the next moment you want to become a nurse, and then you watch a really cool movie and you see an astronaut, and then that's the next thing on your agenda, an astronaut. But my parents really wanted me to like do nursing because I passed a couple of biology classes and industrial and some chemistry classes then. So when I got to industrial chemistry and I wasn't really feeling it, I really didn't see myself in it. Then I switched to microbiology, which my dad just wanted me to do something that would get me a job. Like nobody really wanted to know what I wanted to do. But when I was in high school and I was writing, I always had in mind that the only way I'll be able to achieve my dreams was to, I usually say abscond, but like leave Nigeria. Not because anything was wrong, but because I know that that was like my, Nigeria was like my safe spot where I had everything, every access. If I was going to school, my parents dropped me off, you know. I didn't,
Yes.
if I wanted to go see a friend, I was too lazy to even flag down a cab. If they don't take me, I won't go. That's how I was. So I was so comfortable, and I knew that with that comfort, I was able to achieve my dreams. And I saw myself winning Oscars. You know, I had that vision, but I couldn't
Mhm.
tell anyone. It was just my secret vision. And then I said to myself that if I ever wanted to do anything, I'll have to like look for how to leave the country. So let's fast forward to the whole processing. I said if I was going to shoot my film, it was going to be in maybe Canada or somewhere. And then I eventually got down here. When I came down here, I think in 2016, I came in 2015. But then when I got here, because I'm a very active person, like when I don't like being idle. So I started looking for how to like join a radio station. I was sending emails out, doing all that. And then CJTR, my number one station, picks me up, and then I became a radio host there for at least 4 or 5 years before I finally moved. I had a talk show called Rhythm and Gist. We talked about relationship. I played indie music. I was always searching for music. And on the side, I was still doing film and I was doing school and I was working. And what happened? What happened? Oh, I feel
So
like
you had all these projects. You branched out. You're trying to fulfill, the nurse to fulfill your dreams with film and radio, but also to have a stable career in nursing. So you had this, and this was happening in Saskatchewan, right?
Saskatchewan. Yeah, Regina. Just say
Saskatchewan,
Regina.
Regina, and then you moved in Toronto when?
I moved. I'm fresh. I moved December, end of December.
Oh my God! During the pandemic, you moved.
Yeah, that's it. It was something I've always wanted to do. I've always said that when I eventually saw my love for film, and I also cook, like I do business on the side. I can cook for a whole nation. That's how I joke about it. So
Does this
yeah,
come from your mom, from your
yeah, my
family?
mom is a caterer. Yeah. Oh, don't let me get started with my mom. She never paid me. But I acquired the skill, trade, and everything. Yeah, it comes from my mom. Yeah, my mom cooked. She's a caterer. She owns like a little restaurant back home. So the first film I did was Just Another Girl. It's called Jag. I had a whole poster. Like if you go through my Instagram page, you're gonna see the poster. I was in the poster and all that. It was a whole hustle because I was a new immigrant. I barely didn't know anyone, so I literally just tried meeting people, networking, all of that. But then after the whole production was done, it was, I don't want to say it was a flop because I was in it and whatever I'm in shouldn't be a flop. But it was a
Yeah.
learning curve.
Yes.
It was
Yes.
something I learned from, but that thing, it did affect me though. It affected me mentally. Because after putting in so much work in a project, auditions, even got to a point where I couldn't see a lead character and I just said, I'm just going to play the character then. That's how much I scrambled for that project to happen. And after that project didn't happen, it just drowned me. I had writer's block for over a year. I couldn't write. Every time I picked up my laptop, I'll just shut it down because I had this fear of doing this
Failing.
again and
I
then
think.
failing. But
Mhm.
there's always this saying that if you don't try, how would you? Well, if you don't try and fail, how would you know? But then sometimes at the end of the day, we're humans. After over a year, when nothing happened. So on that day, sometimes drives are good. I was on my way to Edmonton and I was chatting with my partner. We're talking. And he was like, you can do this, right? Like, That's fine. People fail. That your next job is supposed to be better than your previous job. Who knows if this had come out, it's going to rub off bad on you, on your talent. He like literally try to like talk to me and everything. And guess what? On that trip, I just picked up my phone and I started writing, and that's how
Oh,
I came up with Love Against Race. Yeah, that's how I came up with Love Against Race. Yeah, Love Against Race had things to do with some words that were said in that movie were actually said to me, like, "Oh, you speak good English. Oh, you're so beautiful to be African," like complimented insults, something like that. Yeah, I can see your face. Yeah, some of those words, like when they see the first thing they ask you, "Oh, are you PR?" Like, hello, why should that be a problem? All of those things are what I put in the movie. I shot the movie in 2018. In the summer of 2018, I was working a full time job. I used to work from 8 p.m. because it was summer. I used to work from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then I'll be on set at 9 p.m. to 3 a.m.
oh my
That was
God.
that was the shift I was working on. And I got so busy because it was a low budgeted thing. Because I felt that because the other project was a student project and people were not paid, so the money I was making from my work was what I was using to feed my cast and crew, what I used to pay my DOP. Because I told the cast and crew that, yo, we're doing this with passion. Like, I'm gonna make sure there's food on set. You guys are not gonna lack anything and all that. But literally, I will pay the DOP because he's going to edit the project, and he's using his camera. He bought that and all of that. That's it. So the project happened. We shot the project. Some good days, some bad days, some wonderful days, some terrible days. Sometimes we're at 2 a.m. on the road trying to get a shot. I still have a couple of videos. And so when we eventually shot the project, and the editing was like taking forever. The DOP was complaining about some things on the movie, like some scenes that he didn't like. And I'm like, you know what? It's fine. We have something. It was beginning to be like the other pattern for the first movie. So
Oh,
yeah, so I kept on hungering on it, and finally the project was done. And so when the project was done, because I felt like it wasn't perfect enough. So I had the project on me since 2019. I think
mm-hmm.
the finished work was done 2019. I think it's October 2019 or 2020, one out of the 2 year, but it was one of those. But I didn't release it. I had a trailer, I had everything. I didn't release it. I just kept on holding to it. And my mind was asking me, why are you holding on to this project?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I just felt like it wasn't good enough.
Ah, you're a perfectionist. I
No.
am the same. It's like just move, but I'm not, and I'm holding on, and then the
Yeah.
time passes, and I cannot move to the next
That's
thing because
it.
I'm holding on to this.
Yeah, and then I kept on holding on to the project. I held on to it. I held on to it. So now what happened was in 2017, after I did my first project, and I thought it was going to be released, I went to because I was at the U of R. I went to this prof. I think the theater department. I wanted to see if I could rent their theater room to have people view it and all
Yeah,
that. But then he treated me like I was nothing. He made me feel so bad that I sat on the stairs and I cried my eyes out. Literally. He made me, he literally just screwed with my head. That's how I'm
yeah,
going to say. Asking me questions like, are you even a student of this university? After showing you an ID. Like, am I supposed to forge that? Like, yeah, I don't want to go into that because whatever. And so when eventually I had a chance to have the movie being screened, I think that was September of 2020. In a premiere. It wasn't like a premiere, but like a bunch of short films because people were tired of like the pandemic. People couldn't go to the cinemas, so there was a cinema called Rainbow Cinemas in Regina. So they had like this private screening of a bunch of short films, and I put my film out, and they said, "Oh, let's see it." So after the whole movie, after the bunch of films played, and then my movie played, everybody was like, "Oh my goodness, it's so good!" And I was like, "Huh?" And like, wow. And then my boss's daughter was like, I'm doing a bit of filming, like minor, like not major. I think she was minoring in some film courses. And she said they made us watch a bunch of films in class, and your film is better than all of them. Like, why don't they just play your film in class for us to watch? It makes more
yeah,
sense. And I was like,
Yes.
are you serious? I had
Yeah.
like tons of compliment. Oh my God, bless, I love your movie. It was so good, the acting. And I was like, it's the same movie we're talking about, right?
That I was afraid to show anybody
Yeah,
and to.
kind of said I held on to it because I was afraid to show anybody. And after that, and I was like, wow, okay, I think you have a problem now, Blessing. You actually do have a problem. You had no reason for holding on to this project. So then February, because I wanted to like promote it, but then I wanted to have like my own screening. Every place I went to, like, oh, because of COVID, I kept
Yeah.
pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. But after I was like, I'll just release this thing on YouTube and see what happens.
Yes.
So I decided to release it February 14th because it was romantic, it was, all of that. And then I
Oh,
released it,
Valentine's Day. Yeah.
and then I released it and I did not get one single dislike. Only recently, maybe last week, that someone was like, why does this gonna have a dislike? It's not right. No one single dislike on the video because I was waiting for, mind me, I was like, let me see who would dislike it. Maybe the person is on the same page with me.
Mm.
So there was no single dislike. There were tons of like people were messaging me, oh my goodness, your movie's so good. I like everything. It was just like the reception was just amazing. And it kind of blew
Amazing.
my mind to think that wow, it wasn't that bad as much as I thought. Because I have people who were also in film
Yeah.
who were saying, "Oh, the actors didn't do good. The actors are terrible actors," So they made me feel like maybe they were right. But then after I brought it out, it's like nobody really cares as long as they are delivering their lines well. We see emotions. The directing is good. People can. It was just it was amazing, honestly. And after I did that, I was like really more pumped up to do something else. So that's like how Love Against Race happened. And the title Love Against Race, we're like, why that title? And I'm going, because why don't we just, first of all, take the love and ignore the race? It doesn't matter even. That's why there's a line in the movie where the girl was having the conversation with her dad at the hospital when she said, Dad, all she needs is a bloody bone marrow. It doesn't matter if it's coming from a black person, a yellow person, a pink person.
Yeah.
Literally, we have the same blood running through our veins. Like your blood is not pink, mine is not purple. It's red. It's bloody red. So that's what she was trying to like. That's why I said love against race, saying why don't we just focus on the love
Love. Yeah.
first before you. When people see me, they're like, "Oh, what's the first thing you think you should say about you?" Well, I say the first thing you see when you meet me is my skin color. You have a problem. You need to get your brains checked because you didn't see that. Yeah, that's what I say. Like, if the first thing I know it's in your face, but if that's the first thing you notice, it's like, oh, she's black. Then you have a problem. You need therapy.
Uh, so, what do you notice first when you meet people? What I notice is, for example, energy. I'm attracted to people's energy, to their
Mm-hmm.
spirit, how they make me feel. I want to, hang on to some people, and I want to be part of their life story. And some other people, I don't feel like I want to be
I
around them for
know,
long.
I
So,
know, I know. Now, when I see people, when someone is talking to me, I first of all want to hear what they have. I want to listen to what they have to say. I want to
mm,
see if they have a point. I don't want to say, oh, she's thinking because she's black or she's
whatever.
white or she's
Yeah,
whatever.
whatever color.
I
Yeah.
want to hear what you have to say. I feel like it's your intellect, like the way you talk, or your I want to say your vibe, the kind of energy, like you just said, and the kind of energy you're bringing, or what are you bringing to the table. I don't like you can be the smartest person but have no manners, and you can be very rude. Like I don't like rude people. They irritate me.
I watched the movie Love Against Race and I loved it. And I could see you directed it, right?
Yeah, I did.
The
And
direction
I
is
wrote
very,
it. I
you
directed
wrote
it,
it.
wrote it, and I produced it.
Yes, because you were using your own money from the day
Yeah,
job.
because I ain't got no money. Not because I wanted to take all the credits. Not because I wanted all, because some people are like, oh, because I want all the credit. Not because I wanted all the credit, but because I had a vision for the
Yeah.
directing. If I had seen someone else who wanted to produce it, oh my goodness, producing is hard work. You have to put everybody together. You have to make sure everybody's eating on set. You have to make sure everything is fine. So writing it and directing it, I would have gladly hogged it. But then I just had to produce it because there's no money.
So this was really a product of passion, and you can see it in the movie.
Yeah.
And I was impressed with the cinematography, as I told you, with the directing, with I didn't realize how low the budget was. I thought
Oh, that's
you invested a lot, quite a bit of money, but
$0 production. Zero.
yeah, it's very well done. Very impressed. So have you sent it to festivals?
Oh yeah, a bunch of festivals actually did pick it up. I think 4 or 5 festivals picked it up. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. Yeah, it was screened at Abuja International Film Festival, which happened to be the city I'm from. I was like, oh, well, that's good. First time filmmakers, sessions. Like a couple. I have to go back to my film freeway because I think about 4 or 5 festivals picked it up.
so
It's
you
not.
actually
Yeah,
studied film, right? You studied film? No.
no.
Oh my God, you have never studied filmmaking and you made that beautiful film?
I didn't study. I have never. No. I don't want to. Right now, I'm in film school. Right now,
Okay,
I just
right
joined.
now.
I just joined. Yeah, but all of those things you saw was before film.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I
not one
mean,
single class.
wow.
Yeah, because I always used to say that I was going to go to film school because it's something I love doing. I wanted to start studying what I love doing. Instead
Yes,
of,
yes.
yes, I know we have to have something that brings food to the table too, but I wanted to have more knowledge about what I love, what I enjoy doing, what I would shut my eyes and do any day, anytime, free of charge without even complaining. So after one of the main reason I came to Toronto was because I wanted to do film too. It's like I was searching for film schools and trying to like, and people kept saying, "Why? You already made a movie. Why do you want to like, do a film? Are you crazy? All of that." And I was like, "There's no knowledge is a waste. I have no idea on editing. I have no idea on sound,
Mm,
right? Like nothing says that I can't acquire some of those knowledge, even if I won't use it. But then I'll be able to pick up things and like, why am I not hearing this fully effect?
oh,
Why am I not
okay.
hearing this? Why is this music? Why is it so low? I want the third ear. I already have two
Mm-hmm.
ears for film. I want an extra ear. And
Mm.
so that's why I started like I went into like film school. I'll be done next year. And overall, I am loving what I'm seeing. I felt like I now no offense to anybody who hasn't who didn't do film and is doing so good in filmmaking. But then if you want to also be on the production part, self-taught is being good. I had a conversation with someone, she's amazing. Her name is Dawn. She said she learned it. Everything she's doing was self-taught, and it took her so long. 10 down the line, because when I had a conversation with her, she said she taught herself for like 10 years. She made a couple of mistakes and then had to go back. So this is me cutting that 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Mm-hmm.
me cheating the scale. I already learned
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of things for like 5 years, but I'm like, you know what? The next 5 years, I want to steal 1 year out of it and learn the job correctly. And so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so that's about that. So film, school is important. There's
Yeah.
no knowledge as a waste. There's some things I didn't even know that's what I was doing in my film, like the character outline, all of that. I just had a character in mind, but I didn't even know it was called character outline. You see what I'm trying to say? So
Yes, yes.
I made the film. It turned out wonderful. It turned out great. Could it have been better than that? Maybe. Could it have been not? Maybe if I had gone to film school and I wanted to do it, I might have overthought it. And with all this knowledge, I might have just made a bunch of ugly sandwich. A terrible sandwich. But yeah, I'm literally some of my professors in school is like, oh, why are you in film? Why did you come to film school? They ask you that question on their
Mm.
first classes, like face-to-face classes. And you're like, and then they're like, yeah, because I already write, I already direct, produce. I just want to know about that technical part, like Da Vinci, all of this stuff. And they're like, oh, okay, makes sense. Doesn't mean that I want to take all the jobs or I want to do the whole film and sit down and edit it. Editing is hard work. It's
It
hard.
is. Yes.
I
Yeah.
got a bunch of sound effects, again, like creating your own sound effects, all of that. And knowledge
Yes.
that you're going to learn. along the line, but then it won't be like
Yeah.
just acquiring it in like few hours, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
But
it.
editing, at least if you understand the process and
You know
somebody
what I'm
else
trying
can
to
help
say?
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
somebody else
yeah,
can do it
no.
for you. Yes, but I mean, I've seen, because I went to acting school too, and I was in student films, and your film is much better than any student film I've been in
Are
or
you
I've
serious?
seen. I mean, so
Really?
yes,
You
it's
sound like the boss's daughter. She said it. She said, I had some minor in film, and all the things they show us in class are just terrible. They should show us your film. Your film is like, it has a storyline, it has all the, like, for example,
yes.
I didn't even know there's something called a beat sheet, all of those things. Oh, my prof is gonna make fun of me if he sees this video. I'm really thinking. But like
Yes,
it has like an incident citing. Like there's a lot of things happening. I
yes,
didn't even know that
yes.
was what I was doing in my film. I didn't even know they
Ye-
had names.
Oh
Like
my God. I mean, I can only imagine your future in filmmaking. Like, I cannot believe you made that without any, like, being part of a big production company, or without being, in a
in a film
film
class, I
school,
did not
or
attend one film class. Nothing.
hmm. And I'm telling you, because I studied in New York, so I saw short films made by students from New York University Film School, and other prestigious schools around here. And I'm telling you, your film is amazing, and I cannot wait to see what you're gonna do
What we're gonna
next.
do.
This is amazing.
Thank
So
you.
you're studying in Toronto, right? There's a big film school in Toronto, and also a big festival over there.
Yeah, so I'm at the Chavez Institute. That's where I am right now. They've been on for about 50 years. I didn't even know they existed until one thing led to another, and then I found them. And it's been a wonderful ride all along.
You keep your ties with Nigeria. You seem like you sent your film there for a festival. You think you're gonna make movies in Canada, in Nigeria.
Oh yes, I'm planning on making a TV series back home.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm onto the process and trying to like I already have the idea and everything. And when I showed someone the synopsis, oh my God, he was blown. He's like, girl, this is good. The Nigerian market will embrace it. I just have to walk through the process. I want to finish school. I want to start like maybe ending of this year, maybe pre-production. And I'm looking at hopefully next year to start filming, but then I still have like a bunch of things I want to do here because then with school we have to like work on a short film project. So I'm also working
Yes.
on, like we're already working on like the character outline, the beat sheets, all of those things. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to yeah, I have a bunch of stories, a bunch of scripts I want to film in Nigeria. Yeah, I do have it.
So, what are you attracted more in? What type of stories? I mean, this last one was focused on race. Well, what are you, or am I wrong understanding
Oh,
that
you're
was
totally
love?
wrong.
Was love basically
Was love.
love
Yeah.
that surpasses everything? So, what are your subjects that you're attracted to in your movies?
Definitely, you just said love is one of them. Love is one of them. I'm not going to say I want to change the world. Everybody's planning to change the world, but then
Yes.
we're forgetting that the world that we're trying to change, we are the world.
Yes.
So it's like with the story of Jack, just another girl. I'll give you a very short synopsis. It was me trying to explain to the world that we always blame something for something. Oh, if you hadn't called me an idiot, then I wouldn't have been angry and I wouldn't have gone and slapped him. All of that. We always look for something. That was my first story, just another girl. The society is always looking for who and what to blame. It's the government. If they're doing this, the government will say the people are not listening. How about if we start taking responsibility for our action? If I was late to this Zoom call, it's on me because I would have woken up early, instead of saying, oh, I'll blame it on I worked last night or something. Although sometimes we blame things on something, but how about we take our own part of the blame? Then there'll be less and less blames. So I'm always trying to like tell a story where people can relate to. People
Yes.
can say, for example, love against you. There are people who are interracial couples who can relate to it, who will be like, "This is my story. That's me you're talking about." You know what I'm trying to say? And it doesn't even have to be interracial. There could be people from even I could maybe I'm Nigerian and I want to marry a Ghanaian. We're still
Yes.
from Africa, but our culture is still
It's
different.
different. Yeah.
So this doesn't have to be white and black, for it to be race or something. Sometimes even tribalistic things like, oh, because I'm Muslim and you Christian, we should be sworn enemies. Something like that. So this is me trying to say it doesn't honestly have to be that way. We
Yes.
can, if the example I always give is if I wake up this morning and I say, Danielle, I want to be kind to 10 people that I meet. Let's
You can
assume,
do that.
let's say I'm going to meet more than 10 people, but let's assume I say the 10 people I meet today, I'll be kind. I'll show them a little bit of kindness. I'll be polite. I'll be nice, and all that. And then let that 10 people also say, you know what, the next 10 people I meet, I will be nice and kind to them because I met someone who was kind to me. Now multiply the 10 people I was kind to, and they're kind to 10 other people.
The
In the
butterfly effect. Yes, the butterfly
You know
effect.
what I'm trying to say?
Everything. Yes.
He rubs
Everything we
off.
do. Just
Yeah,
a smile to someone that passes by the street is gonna start an effect, like in that people and that person's life, and then that person affects somebody else.
that's
And
why I don't hesitate to give a compliment. If I like something, I tell you straight up. If I see you and I see it's like, oh my goodness, I love your lipstick. It's so good. It's simple. It's just a simple, I like your lipstick, but it has gone longer because maybe she woke up that morning and didn't even want to use the lipstick. And she's like, whatever, I'll just use it. It's one of those things in life. I feel if you really love something, you make out room for it. 1 year, I put in this 1 year for the full time to school and still work. I still work a night shift from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
oh my
Yeah, and I
goodness.
have classes at 9 in the morning, but like online, Zoom. And then sometimes I
Mhm.
have classes like the labs. I have the lab classes at sometimes 9 in the morning, sometimes 11. But now this is it though. I come back from work at 7 and then I get back home at 7:30, maybe 7:45. And at 9:15 I have to hop on my Zoom and I'm on class for another 8 hours. And then by 4 o'clock I'm done classes, or maybe 4:30, 4:15, depending. On Tuesdays I'm done classes at 6:15, 6:30, and I have work at 7.
Oh my
So yeah,
God.
and I still like, so that's like it's what I have to give. So that when it's time for me to give that TED talk, I know what I'm talking about.
You're working on that TED talk
Yeah, I'm working
right
on
now.
that TED talk. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love your spirit. Oh my goodness. We have to stay in touch.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So that when it's time
uh,
to get that Oscar and you're getting yours and I'm getting mine, I'm gonna be like, yo, we talked about this.
well, you're a hard worker than me. I hope I can catch up with that energy. I mean, I feel you're going places faster.
As long as you're alive, every other thing will follow. Every other thing
Yes.
will fall in place. So that's why I'm always saying, if you're out there and you're feeling like you shouldn't be here, trust me, the fact that you're here is the first major step. Every other
Yes.
thing will fall in place, either they like it or not. I tell my friends, I say, this hustle must pay, either he likes it or not. I am not giving this hustle a choice. It's just gotta pay one day. So yeah.
Yes. It just has to pay one day. Yes. Well, blessing. Thank you. I mean, I have to say something about your name. This is like your destiny. It's like such an inspiring name, blessing. I feel like you are blessed and you will bless people around you.
Oh, thank you. Can I tell you a secret? I didn't
Yes.
really used to really, really like my name.
Oh.
I did used to really, really like my name. But not like I needed people validation to make me like my name. But then apparently I started like a lot of things that were happening around me one time and I was going, my name is Blessing. So I started to like affirm the name and say, you know what, I'm a blessing. It's a blessing that I'm alive. You know, I started to, I started to affirm those things. And then when I got here and I told people my name, and I said, my name is Blessing, they look at me like, is she crazy? One time someone asked me for an ID. They thought it was a nickname. And I was going, no, my name is Blessing. So every time I say my name is Blessing, people turn. Like, is
it's
that your
it
name for real? And I was like, do you want an ID? And then they start laughing. So the thing is, the only thing I don't like is when people call me blessings. It's like,
uh,
hello. It's just like saying Tony's. Even Tony's, or like just saying Daniela's. It's like a bunch of Danielas, right? It's
yeah,
like it's blessing. Don't make it suit you. It's not blessings. There's no S. I'm just
yeah,
one freaking person. And when
yeah.
I become a clone, I will let you know.
It seems like a predestined name. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So thank you so much, Blessing, for this interview this morning. You
So much
made my
for
day.
having
You
me.
inspired me today, and I hope everybody who is gonna listen to it will be as inspired as I am. So thank you so much, and I cannot wait to see what you are gonna accomplish next.
Trust me, you're going to love it. You're going to really, really love it. I have two things in mind that I wanted to like work on, but like one is for school, and my prof already likes it, likes the whole idea. He's like, I see a story here, I see a short film here. If you watch, I hope he doesn't watch this. I see a short film here. I'm really liking this. That's how he says it in class. But like that too, and I was thinking of having to do something this summer. I'm still in between, still thinking, because you know what, with the whole thing happening with the world, I have learned to take each day as it comes, as one day at
Yes.
a time.
Yeah.
That's how I take. That's before I used to be like, because I'm trying to like have like a little business, like a small, because I love cooking. I love cooking. I want to have like a restaurant someday, like a food chain. That's the goal. I want to have like a restaurant someday. I have this menu that people will, oh my God, people will fall in love with from any part of the world. Like it's amazing. So I want to have like a food restaurant, like a chain. Eventually it's going to like go far and beyond. That's the goal. And normally, I already work like on the proposal, on everything. Normally, I would have been like, oh, I should be on this. Oh, this should be here now. Oh, this, I should be having this now. But like, this is me just being chilled about it. Just go, like, I'm not trying to say I'm dragging or slow or anything, but I'm not in a hurry. Like, I'm not in a rush. I'm taking each, I already have a business plan. I'm just taking each day as it comes. Like today now, I feel like having barbecue instead of going to do my cash flow. But like, that's it. I'm gonna just do that. Like nobody says I can't. I just don't want to mount myself, put unnecessary pressure on myself. So yes, so just leave it there as it comes. Trust me. So people wish they had what you have, and you have no idea.
Yes. Yes. I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you so much for having me. And I hope someday, because now wishes come true, I hope someday I'm able to afford you and say, you know what, Danielle, you are coming to Canada to work on something, you know?
I'll come on my own money. Just tell me.
But you know,
I'll,
it'll be a good thing to be able to take care of you, you know. Or maybe I'll be like, you know what, Danielle, let's go to Nigeria, let's do something, let's blow your minds.
yes, I would love that. I'll be on the next plane with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.